Have you ever wondered why the traditional Scottish bagpipes were once considered weapons? From leading British soldiers into battle to being banned by law, the bagpipes have a fascinating history that intertwines music, culture, and warfare. Have you ever wondered? Many of us have heard of bagpipes, but we might not have had many opportunities to see them in person. They may seem unfamiliar to many. To read why the traditional Scottish bagpipes were once considered weapons. However, many are familiar with Celtic music, where bagpipes are commonly used. Celtic music is characterized by its exotic feel and melodies that evoke a sense of adventure. So, why were such enchanting musical instruments considered weapons in Britain? Before exploring this mystery, let's review some basic information about the country. The United Kingdom is a fascinating tapestry of regions. Specifically, it includes 3 regions on the island of Great Britain: England, Wales, and Scotland, as well as Northern Ireland on the island of Ireland. As a result, in the FIFA World Cup, for example, rather than forming a single team as the United Kingdom, each of these 4 regions forms its own team. These 4 regions, which were originally separate countries with their own unique cultures and languages, have come together as one country through a complex history. The primary setting for our story about the bagpipes is Scotland, located in the northern part of the island of Great Britain. The people of Scotland have long loved the bagpipes. However, live performances of bagpipes are rare, so let's explain what kind of instrument the bagpipes are. The bagpipes are an instrument made of a bag and pipes, hence the name, bagpipes. Bagpipes consist of several pipes, one for blowing air and others for producing sound. First, the player blows air into a bag held under their arm. By squeezing the bag, the air is pushed into the pipes to produce sound. The chanter plays the melody, while the drones produce a continuous sound. All these pipes can play simultaneously. Additionally, to inflate the bag, players use a bellows operated by their arm, allowing them to continue playing even while inhaling, ensuring continuous sound. However, playing the bagpipes is very challenging. It is said to be extremely difficult to continuously produce a loud sound from multiple pipes. The player must blow air, operate the bellows with their arm, and play melodies with both hands on the chanter. If they are marching while playing, their feet must also keep moving. To play the bagpipes strongly and beautifully, a player needs considerable skill and stamina. Despite these challenges, the bagpipes are deeply loved in Scotland today. But where did the bagpipes originate, and how did they spread? The origins of the bagpipes are shrouded in mystery due to several factors. One reason is that bagpipes, like many wooden instruments, are primarily made of wood. Wood burns easily and decomposes quickly in the ground, so ancient wooden instruments rarely survive to be excavated. Thus, physical evidence of when and where they existed is scarce. Another reason is the lack of documentation about bagpipes. Historical documents from Europe often focus on military and religious matters, with little mention of everyday life and culture, leaving few references to bagpipes. However, even though few documents remain, there are ways to infer the history of the bagpipes. For example, examining regions where bagpipes are still played reveals a broad distribution from the Middle East to Southern Europe. It is said that there are over 70 types of bagpipes, each with slightly different shapes and names in different regions. Many of these regions overlap with areas where the Celts once lived. Therefore, it is believed that bagpipes have a deep connection to Celtic culture. However, because the Celts did not have a written language, no records written by them exist. Thus, their history and culture, including their relationship with bagpipes, remain shrouded in mystery. Due to these reasons, there is no definitive conclusion about when and how the bagpipes arrived in Scotland, leading to various theories. Despite the mysterious origins and spread of bagpipes, why have they become so beloved in Scotland and even used by the military? There are 2 main reasons. One reason lies in Scotland's unique geography. Scotland is divided into the lowlands in the south and the Highlands in the north. The lowlands have a warm climate suitable for agriculture, and their proximity to England has facilitated the development of commerce and industry, leading to economic growth. Meanwhile, the Highland region from the central to the northern part of the country is a cold mountainous area. With high and rugged mountains, and a complex terrain of deep valleys and inlets, where people lived by grazing cattle. In such an environment, delicate-sounding instruments like the harp were not suitable for enjoying music, as their sound could not travel far in the mountains. On the other hand, the sound of bagpipes is powerful and loud, reaching people in distant mountains. Therefore, bagpipes were ideal for delivering music in an environment like the Highlands. It is said that the sound of bagpipes resonated far and wide, reaching several miles across the valleys. Incidentally, not only the bagpipes but also other cultural symbols of Scotland, such as the attire called kilts, originated from this Highland region. The Highland region was surrounded by steep mountains and had little interaction with other regions. This isolated environment, with little external influence, allowed the unique development of Highland culture. The second reason why bagpipes were loved in Scotland lies in the social structure of the Highland region. Due to the low population density in the mountainous area, the people who made a living from grazing cattle belonged to clans, which were groups bound by blood ties, and lived while inheriting a unique lifestyle and culture. Disputes over territory ownership often arose between different clans. In battles, the powerful sound of bagpipes was crucial for announcing an army's presence and intimidating the enemy. Moreover, in a clan society where clans had an aspect of armed groups, being able to play the bagpipes meant being a strong soldier. As I mentioned earlier, playing the bagpipes required exceptional skill and physical strength, which were also qualities sought in warriors. Thus, being a bagpipe player meant being an excellent soldier. In this context, clan chiefs trained their sons to be formidable warriors, and the skill of playing the bagpipes was also inherited. Therefore, the bagpipes were emphasized as a fitting instrument to symbolize the strength of Highland warriors. And by the 16th century, they were widely used in the military. Later, in the 18th century, schools specializing in teaching bagpipe playing began to emerge. And clan chiefs sent their sons to these schools to train under skilled players. In other words, the geographical characteristics of the Scottish Highlands, combined with the social characteristics of the clan society, led to the bagpipes being used in the military and passed down through generations. Thus, bagpipes became indispensable to the Scottish military. However, bagpipes are originally musical instruments. They are not weapons capable of injuring or killing the enemy. But at some point, bagpipes came to be seen as weapons. Why did this happen? The catalyst was an event that occurred when the relationship between Scotland and England was about to change. This event was the Jacobite uprising that took place between 1688 and 1746. The Jacobite uprising was a series of rebellions by the Jacobite army supporting James II, the former ruler of the Kingdom of Scotland before the union with the Kingdom of England in 1707 to form the Kingdom of Great Britain. The Jacobite army repeatedly rebelled, aiming to restore James II and his descendants to the throne. The final battle of the Jacobite uprising, the Battle of Culloden in 1746, transformed the bagpipes from mere musical instruments into weapons. However, this transformation did not occur on the battlefield. The fate of the bagpipes changed during the trial of James Reed, a bagpipe player who led the rebels. The Jacobite army was defeated at the Battle of Culloden, and Reed was captured and tried for treason. During the trial, Reed argued, "I am a non-combatant. I only had my bagpipes on the battlefield." To this, the court responded, "The Scottish army does not go into battle without playing the bagpipes. Therefore, bagpipes are tools of war and weapons." In other words, the Scottish army always played the bagpipes before starting an attack. Without the bagpipes, there would have been no battle. Thus, the bagpipes were tools for starting a battle and were considered weapons. This was the court's argument. As a result, Reed, who had carried a weapon, was judged to be a combatant, found guilty of treason, and executed. This verdict marked the first instance of the bagpipes being recognized as weapons of war. For several centuries thereafter, bagpipes were treated as weapons rather than musical instruments. For example, if bagpipes were confiscated on the battlefield, they were listed alongside sabers and rifles as weapons. Subsequently, the government of Great Britain took even more stringent measures. After the Jacobite army's defeat at the Battle of Culloden in 1746, they intensified repressive policies against the people of Scotland, particularly in the Highland region. They moved to dismantle the clan system, which had been the foundation of the rebellion. Additionally, they enacted laws banning the wearing of kilts, a symbol of Scottish culture, and the use of bagpipes. These policies were humiliating measures that trampled on the pride of the Scottish people. Especially the bagpipes, as mentioned earlier, were symbols of strength and the very identity of the Scottish people. Prohibiting the use of such bagpipes was tantamount to depriving the Scots of their spiritual anchor. The government's aim in carrying out this cultural oppression is believed to have been to disrupt the unity and lower the morale of the Scottish people to prevent a new independence movement. Moreover, this decree was applied only to Scotland and not to other regions like Wales. This fact speaks to how greatly the British government at the time feared the strength of Scotland. However, the national consciousness of the Scottish people was stronger than the government had anticipated. Despite the legal prohibition, the Scots made efforts to keep the flame of bagpipes alive. During the period when bagpipes were banned, people continued to perform by mimicking the sound of bagpipes with their voices in a practice called mouth music. Even if they could not physically hold a bagpipe, they strived to preserve and pass down the culture to future generations. Additionally, a Highland church was established in London, where the wearing of kilts and the playing of bagpipes continued as much as possible despite the restrictions. These efforts bore fruit, and several decades later, the series of prohibitions was lifted. Both kilts and bagpipes were once again allowed to see the light of day. Subsequently, the Kingdom of Great Britain merged with the Kingdom of Ireland in 1801 to form the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. About 120 years later, after the Irish Free State gained independence, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which is the present-day United Kingdom, was established in 1927. Throughout the history of the UK, marked by mergers, independence, and world wars, the presence of bagpipes on the battlefield became even more pronounced. It is worth noting that the terms British Army and British soldiers used from this point onward include Scottish units. From the late 18th century to World War II, soldiers carrying bagpipes were a common sight on British Army battlefields. Let's explore how they fought and distinguished themselves. Soldiers who played the bagpipes while advancing on the battlefield were called pipers. Pipers held a special status within the military and were said to have garnered respect and trust from other soldiers. They led the troops into battle, marching bravely at the forefront. The loud, resonant sound of the bagpipes inspired and emboldened their comrades. On the other hand, because pipers stood unarmed at the front lines, they were prime targets for enemy attacks and often met a tragic fate. However, even when the lead piper fell, the sound of the bagpipes did not cease. This was because a soldier marching right behind the fallen piper would abandon his weapon to take up the bagpipes. The soldier who took over the bagpipes would continue to play them even more vigorously, as if the music had never stopped. Such displays of valor not only boosted the morale of their comrades but also inflicted a significant psychological blow on the enemy. The enemy soldiers, hearing the seemingly unending sound of the bagpipes despite repeatedly failing, the pipers came to fear the British pipers as if they were invincible, which diminished their will to fight. In other words, the bagpipes served as a weapon that simultaneously inspired allies and instilled fear in the enemy. For instance, an episode illustrating how feared pipers were on the battlefield can be seen during World War I, which began in 1914. Around 2,500 British soldiers went to the front lines armed only with bagpipes. On the European front, as the dust raised by exploding shells cleared, British soldiers emerged playing the bagpipes. Enemy soldiers, witnessing this, referred to the pipers as "women from hell," due to their fear. This nickname stemmed from the traditional Scottish kilts worn by the pipers. Kilts are traditional Scottish skirts for men, and it was customary to wear them when playing the bagpipes, even on the battlefield. The sight of pipers advancing fearlessly, kilts swirling, struck terror into the hearts of enemy soldiers. Additionally, during World War II, a piper with an unconventional fighting style gained fame. This was Jack Churchill, a British Army officer known as Fighting Jack, or Mad Jack. Jack's belief was that an officer should not go into battle without a sword. And he adhered to this belief even during World War II, when heavy machine guns were common. His sword of choice was the claymore, a large Scottish sword. Jack, also an accomplished archer, carried a longbow and arrows into battle. His arrows actually struck and killed enemy soldiers, marking the only known use of a bow and arrow in World War II. And Jack always had his bagpipes with him. One of his legendary exploits occurred in a 1941 battle against German forces. As the ship approached the German stronghold, Jack appeared on the gangway playing a cheerful Scottish tune called March of the Cameron Men on his bagpipes. After leaping from the ship, Jack threw a grenade and then charged into the enemy with his sword, shouting. This spectacle must have stunned the enemy soldiers, making it seem as if Jack was enjoying the battle. In another fight, even as comrades fell one after another under enemy fire, Jack did not let go of his bagpipes. On this occasion, he continued to play, Will Ye No Come Back Again, as a form of resistance. The bagpipe, as a weapon, was perhaps more than just a tool of war for him. It was like a partner with whom he continued to live on the battlefield. Afterward, Jack was blown away by an enemy grenade, lost consciousness, and was taken prisoner. However, he managed to escape and was thrilled to return to the battlefield once more. When World War II ended, Jack, fittingly known as a war freak, is said to have left behind these words: If America hadn't dropped the atomic bomb on Japan, we could have continued the war for another 10 years. Whether it was a joke or not, it is a remark that impresses the unexpected character who fought alongside the bagpipe. It is a fact that the bagpipe, indispensable to the Scottish and British armies, played a crucial role in numerous wars. However, today, the bagpipe has returned to being a musical instrument. The turning point was an incident that occurred in 1996. The setting was London. A man named David Brooks was playing the bagpipes in a park. Nearby residents complained, and the police were called. Brooks was put on trial for playing the bagpipes in the park. In London, an 1890 ordinance prohibited playing musical instruments in public without permission. Brooks's actions violated this ordinance, and if found guilty, he could be fined. Therefore, Brooks's lawyer presented a novel defense strategy. He brought up the trial of James Reed, who was executed in 1746 during the Jacobite Rising for considering the bagpipes a weapon. Based on this precedent, the lawyer argued, the bagpipes are a weapon, not a musical instrument. Therefore, Brooks should not be in violation of the ordinance against playing musical instruments. In response, the judge made a very calm point. If the bagpipes are a weapon, then Brooks would be prosecuted for possessing a weapon in public. In that case, he would face imprisonment rather than a fine. Thus, the argument was a bit of a twisted one that could disadvantage the defendant. However, this argument changed the fate of the bagpipes. The judge overturned Reed's 1746 precedent, ruling, while bagpipes were considered tools of war in wartime, they are musical instruments in peacetime. Consequently, Brooks was found guilty of violating the ordinance against playing musical instruments and was fined 15, plus 50 in court costs. This incident acknowledged the bagpipes as a musical instrument. Indeed, the sound of the bagpipes on the battlefield could be said to have had a terrifying effect on enemy soldiers. However, when played in a peaceful city, the bagpipes delight people and become a symbol that stirs patriotism. Today, bagpipes are often played in military parades, royal ceremonies, and weddings. Additionally, at the annual Highland Games, a festival of sports, music, and dance held throughout the Highlands, bagpipes are a prominent feature. The Highland Games originated from the gatherings of Highland clans who competed in strength and bagpipe performances. Thus, the bagpipes, despite being tossed about by the waves of a long history, have always existed as a source of national pride and continue to be loved today. We cannot help but hope that the bagpipes will never again be used as a weapon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content. Take care and see you in the next video. Goodbye.